we're just going to do templates right now. Today, I will show you guys how I fabricate my... Stop tracking me! I'm showing you guys how I fabricate my costumes. What you'll need is plastic wrap. I'm just using Reynolds Kitchen plastic wrap from Walmart. And then some duct tape. And take your plastic wrap, take your piece, and you're just gonna wrap it with plastic wrap. Don't leave your hot glue over this, because if it drips onto this and it melts it, then it will ruin the entire roll. This is now your pattern Freddy. No, I'm kidding. No, now you need to cover it. You thought you were covering it in just plastic wrap? No, no, no. Now you need to cover it in duct tape. Here's a little cheat thing that will save you money. Don't do the full costume. Only do half of the belly. You're saving yourself money. I had to get my computer because it was so quiet and no one was talking. You weren't talking, so I had to get my computer. Okay? Do you guys like my workshop? I cleaned it. I think my fabric is pretty. Like, what do you guys think? How does it look on camera? Let's see. That looks good. Alright guys, once your patterns are done, now you can get to the part where you take your Sharpie and you start, so with Freddy's, you start just drawing. So with Freddy's torso, I envision that it's going to cut off around here because, you know, that's his secondary fabric. I'm going to just draw a line going around it like this. And that's Freddy's tummy. Now we'll find his shoulders, little line right here. So your goal, your main goal for doing all this is you want it to lay flat. Most people would mark this. I'm not going to mark this. Actually, I will mark where his neck and stuff are. So when you're tracing this onto fabric, you always want to add 2 to 3 inches to it, because sometimes your patterns will not be 100% accurate if you're doing it by hand. Hey, we got lucky, so look at this one's already flat the way I cut it. This is torso. You do want to also heat form this because before it was like poking out. Try not to use a heat gun because also it will ruin your contact cement, but yeah. Oh, and then people ask the contact cement I use. Try to use Barge, but I actually did just refill it with some basic Walmart contact cement. To glue on the fabric, I use hot glue. So now, we have to get our fabric. So this is the fabric I got off Amazon. It's an orangey brown. I like it. I think it matches Wizards. By Wizards, I mean Withered Creations. Flip your fabric on its back. That's important, because if it's on its front, then it's gonna get into your costume and you'll be able to see the lines you drew. And now, since I'm not using a very dark brown, I'm allowed to use a dark marker. But say you want a darker Freddy than mine, which is probably what most people will do, you'll want a lighter pen. I'm just gonna put my patterns on. And I have 3 yards of fleece, which honestly, for Freddy, since I've done this before, it's all I really need. But if you're if you're experimenting a lot, get 4. But get sample fabrics. Because honestly, I might change Freddy's fabric. I don't know. I do recommend sewing your costumes, especially if you're going to have a zipper on the back too. It makes it look nicer if you want it to look like an actual animation on it. Okay, now you have all your fabric laid on there. Professional grade fabric scissors, all metal. This is about to be so fun. Oh my gosh. This is fabric from Walmart. Jackson, you're not using any Hobby Lobby fabric anymore? I would, if Hobby Lobby had good fabric. This is anti-pill fleece. Are we kidding? Because you want it to pill up. The only difference between why I'm not using 100% cotton and why they use it is because they have a budget of $100,000. You know, I don't. Let's see what we have. We have all of our fabrics. Now we can start sewing. I have a brown already in there. I know I said I'd hand sew that, but I might just hand sew the head. Okay, guys. Let's see the seam. That's our seam. Barely noticeable, and it'll be on a side too, so his arm will be covering. I have Freddy's torso, and I have Freddy's fabric. Looks like a glove. I did something wrong. So when you do this, you don't have to stretch this way. It has no stretch. It stretches up. So this will probably be difficult. We'll see. So I'm just gonna put it on the table and just try to get it all on. There's some parts I do need to glue up, but I mean, besides that, that's pretty good. Now you're gonna take your trusty hot glue gun. You're just gonna go in there and start going crazy. No, I'm kidding. No. So since it's not like a Springtrap costume that has a bunch of cuts and holes, you don't need to go in there and just like glue all this on. No. So all you're doing is tucking in the edges. So like up top you're gonna tuck these in, the bottom you're gonna tuck in, and then the sides you're gonna tuck in. That's all right now. Okay guys, I'm gonna go get a toaster strudel. I'll be back. Got my toaster strudel. I guess I'll show you guys. How does that look? Tomorrow I'll work on the arms and fabricate those. So yeah, talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya. I made bicep, forearm, Freddy's entire torso, plus a shoulder, and then a pelvis. And I'm printing a hand, but I also have a hand. Now what I'm doing, I'm making these little straps for his costume, and it's a lot of work. I want it to be a very professional costume, so that's why I'm doing all this. You don't have to do this. You can just take 2 pieces of elastic and lay it over. That's what I've done for my last couple costumes. That's what I did with the Yellow Rabbit. Next I did a Springtrap. That's what I did with Bonnie. Slowly becoming one of my favorite builds I've ever done. Okay. So now I'm done with this. Let's undo this. There you go. So I got this nice little thing. Now what I want to do is I want to get a piece of black fabric. I should have a piece. And make his little wire thing for his body. Because that's what they had in the movie. No, that's a little buckle. Do we like my shorts, guys? I want to finish his legs by tonight. Hey guys, I'm putting a shoe. Oh, I got his glove done. But I'm putting a shoe inside of his foot. So let's do this. I just have a bunch of hot glue in here. And then I cut open the back and the top a little bit, just so his stuff gets sliding better. And they're kind of like platformy, so they should, hopefully, lift me off the ground. And plus, he's getting another layer, but that's going to be his tan layer that he has. And then I got to go back in with contact cement to close up the back and stuff. And everything that's foam that needs to get done tomorrow. Because I don't want to do his other foot tonight. And I need to get another X-Acto blade. Because the one I'm using to cut him right now is not working. And then the pattern I did for the boot, like his shoe, did not turn out very well. So what I just did is like taped literally everywhere. Like his whole shoe is like taped. Alright, well that's a shoe. Here, I'll show you guys the whole suit. So I've got all his tubes done. That's spring bunny, that doesn't matter. I've got his torso, his pelvis, all the tubes, 2 shoulders, if you could see. Where's the other shoulder? One shoulder. It might be a shoulder. Where is the other shoulder, actually? And then Simon today sent me the models for Freddy. And so they're all getting printed. I'm gonna run out of filament on this one though. Let me show you guys. I will put on Freddy Fazbear. And that will make you guys happy, hopefully. First thing that goes on are his shoulders. Now this is a little harness I made for him, which is in the video. and stuff. Holds up his butt, his pelvis. And then this would have the legs attached to it, but I'm not going to put the legs on because they're not going to stay up. His torso, arms, and then his elbows, or no, not his elbows, his shoulders aren't on yet. My other costumes, they're going to be buckles, and his glove. And so it looks like this right now. Do we see the vision? Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. If I go down, you guys can see. And then his head's gonna be huge. With the shoe too, that's gonna lift him up hecka. A blueprint said he's 6'5" or 6'7", I forgot. He's in the 6s though, I know that. I'm sure my mom knows, but this is Freddy. Guys, Freddy's so good right now. Oh my god. Hi guys, I need to be real with you for a second. Just kidding. No. So what happened? I'm not gonna be able to work on the fabric till the 19th. So in the meantime, we can work on stupid stuff. I only bought this just to use it for the arms because it's what I did on Withered Bonnie. So you get this 6-pack, and it comes with. So you're gonna glue 2 together for each shoulder. For this part, you're just gonna have 1. And it's gonna be strapped. So let's glue these together first. I actually recommend using super glue because you don't want to do this. I was gonna 3D print these, but then I just saw the styrofoam at the store and I was like, oh guys, come on. And for this stuff, I use a nice little curing spray. I'm scared for a second. I think these are now chemically bonded together. This is... Okay, yeah, so just use this glue. It's called an AG, Adhesive Guru. So now you have 2 of these balls, and they're supposed to have a crack down them. That's how they are in the movie. I don't know why. Then these ones, since we don't want a full ball sticking out, we just want this. And so the idea is to have one right here, just plain sticking out right here with elastic, and then one up here with elastic too. And I think this one will stick on the buckle. And then that'll also lift the torso up when my arm can be down more. That's good. That's okay. So now that we have a plan, we can't install it or even attach it. I'm honestly, don't attach these until you have your stuff airbrushed. I'm just doing it for funsies. I'm gonna heat form them a little bit. Don't do that. Never mind. We're not gonna heat form them. So I bought the other day this stuff. And I think I'm just gonna use that. Oh, for black paint. My black paint's in my room. Hey guys, I'm back. And I have my black paint. I also have my paintbrushes. And then I had to bring these to school for a project, but... Oh, and then also some Mod Podge. Yeah, you're gonna want some Mod Podge for that. Get some Mod Podge. Let me get a little paint cut. And then you might want to get 2 packs, honestly, because these are, for me, these are just for the arms. The legs, I don't even know if I'm probably gonna do them for the legs, because the legs do have a lot of separation. This hasn't even been opened yet. Come on, man. That's funny. And so now I'm gonna time lapse myself painting these black while I watch YouTube, if I can find a video. Okay, they're pretty dry now. They're a little wrinkled, but that's fine. Adds to the texture. Now we're gonna go back in there with this and just start going ham with the paint. Don't get mad, but I did forget to record a part of it, and that's just me putting elastic on the little things and then putting them in. I finished one arm, so you're gonna glue one up here. You don't want it right at the top. That's originally what I did, is I had it at the top right here. But unless you're gonna put more foam in there, I don't recommend that. And I probably might change it, but I don't know. So it's like this now. And so it should kind of block my arm a little bit, but that's fine. I'm gonna add one down here. So I just got a pretty big chunk of elastic. You can make these so they just tie on to your thing. So you can just like have this on your arm and then put it on. But I just want it connected just so it's easier for me and I don't have more steps. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lather some hot glue, and then I'm gonna put it in there. And I did put a little too much hot glue, so I'm just gonna wipe that off with my finger because I'm like a hot glue immune. That's why, because I literally burn myself every day with a hot glue gun. My fingers are heat resistant, though. Freddy's bottom right should be done soon. You could do this with super glue. I am just choosing hot glue because I love hot glue. Hot glue is my goat. Hot glue's been for me since day one. Been there for me since day one. I just got more hot glue on that. So hot glue's actually not helping me right now. Right now, there's no place. Actually, I just ruined it because the hot glue got on it somehow. I don't even know how that happened. Do this after you've airbrushed, now that I'm thinking about it. Do this after you've airbrushed. Yeah, big old warning. This is for after airbrushing. My Freddy, I'm going to do an unairbrushed test fit. Maybe I'll take this out and then airbrush. Who knows? I don't know what I'll do. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no clue what I will do. Yeah, it's like not sticking. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I have no clue what's happening. Maybe what was really in Zendaya's hat was the friends we made along the way. Okay, guys. Now, we're just going to let this sit for 5 minutes. Let's check my print. An hour and 40 minutes left. Oh, and then this is Freddy's 1/4 of his head. It's huge. This is it compared to his torso. Lift up. Look at Freddy's torso. Freddy's head. Oh, you can't see that. Freddy's head. And it'll be bigger than that. So imagine like this and then this. And the muzzle and the back. I might need to get, definitely gonna finish this whole roll of ABS. This I'll do the ears with. The ears and like the nose and stuff. This I'll do the rest of the back of the head with. Hopefully I'll have enough. I hope this ABS gets me through at least all the front pieces. So with the ABS, all I've done is this and this. And then I tried to do an eye mechanism with the ABS, but it just didn't work. So, yeah. This isn't ABS, is it? No, this is PLA. This, I'll print this with ABS too, maybe. No, I'll print this with PLA. Because I'll be out of ABS by the time I print the other hand. But no, this is Freddy Fazbear. This is me actually making Freddy Fazbear. What is in Zendaya's hat? What is in there? Is it Tom Holland? I don't know. Why is it so massive? So I woke up from my slumber because I had a late night epiphany. I was just thinking about the eye mechanism in Freddy. I have Freddy's head here. It's like, how can I get an eye mechanism in this without 3D modeling? Because I'm not good at 3D modeling. I don't know, and I wanted to find that out with you guys. So let's think about this. What materials do I have that I can use? First thing that comes to mind that I would want to use, this is me, is foam. You just cut a nice thing of foam. Let's see if I can get it in. Because the eye mechanism is easy. So the problem isn't, making an eye mechanism. There's so many eye mechanisms that are good online that you don't need someone to make for you. Unless you have a specific head build. But what I need is the thing that's going to hold it. And I'm not good at Blender. I could make someone make it for me, but I mean, no. I have a tool in my room, and it can scale stuff. If I still have it in there, that would be amazing. Okay, guys, so I couldn't find that holder, but I found this. This is from Foxy. I actually did just steal this from Foxy. That's why it's red. It's this little head mount thing that I bought off someone. But anyway, so now I need to make sure that this EVA foam fits in there. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to need a bigger piece of foam because I want to fill in majority of the head. Okay, I got a bigger piece of foam. Now we got to focus on how do I get the shape. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where I'd want it. Now the eye mechanism adds a bit of an inch, so we're going to go like right here. Or right around there. So I want the foam to sit. Which means my head would sit right around here. Which, for the jaw, seeing at the jaw is about right. Aw, geez, guys. let's just use paper for now. I'm just giving a rough shape. The eye mechanism can't just float in the head. And it can't just be mounted on its shoes. It has to have something holding it. If half the shape, it needs to go slide in here perfectly and get glued in. And so now I'm gonna just draw this on with a frickin' Sharpie. A lot of people say to use gray Sharpie on EVA foam. For me personally, it never worked like that. Like, it was never just something I could use because it sucked. So I had to use, I've always just used regular everyday markers, like the Posca ones, I think. It's what a lot of the artists use. Because the Sharpies always, like, dried out to the EVA foam. It was weird. So I was like, yeah, this is dumb. I'm not going to do this anymore and waste my money on these $3 Sharpies and spend, like, 15 bucks on them every couple months. So I'm just going to stick to one marker. And I've been using a blue Posca that I stole from my friend like a couple months ago. And it's worked for the champ. I had a white one, but then I started making rocket engines, and I had to pack the engine fuel in. And for that, I just sacrificed a Posca. But I sacrificed the worst one to sacrifice, because that was like my main white one. This is the shape from the foam. And that fits pretty well, I'd say. I'm going to heat form it just to get it flatter. And then I'm going to cut it at an angle. Now it's at an angle. Honestly, you could also just wrap this in Warbler, but I think it'll work for holding the iMech and holding a 20-pound helmet on my head. So that's Freddy's head, like that. That's pretty good, I would say. We're running into a cadoodle, and that cadoodle is his eyes. Look at how good they turned out. So right now they're not fully done, but they're mainly done. And the problem I'm running into, in the game, Freddy has black eyelids and the bottom eyelids. Which, you know, I'm going off the game, so that's ideal. But in the movie, they're like, you know how if you paint stuff on a metal and it gets chipped, you see like the metal behind it? In the movie, they're like metallic with like a bit of like chipped off paint. And that's what it looks like. So I don't know which one will look better. Also, I'm thinking of switching the eyes to these and just having some resin in there and like make them like that, because that's, you know, cool. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking of doing black. I think black will look really good. But again, I asked my mom. She said black. She agreed with me. But I don't know if I agree with me. I do want to do black. Okay, I might just stick with black. So here, let's take off the eyelid real quick. Now, I'd have to sand it because it still has some layer lines and stuff. I think just off the design alone, it should be black, but black is so plain. You want to bring detail to a character. I don't know. I don't know. This is something I'm going to be honest about. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Come to LA and I will exterminate you. What? If... I don't know, guys. I'm so stuck on this. I think... I think I'll do them... I think I'll do them black. Yeah, I'll do them black. Hey guys, so look at how massive Freddy is. I haven't really recorded a lot with like the big helmet. Just the electronics I've been working on, which I actually should probably post more. Guys, guess what we're doing today? We're doing the amazing part of the costume. We're painting the teeth. Because, yeah. The teeth is what everybody's gonna see. Because, like, everybody says your pearly whites matter. Mine are pearly yellows. Like, they're so yellow. And so I actually based my teeth, or Freddy's teeth, off my teeth. So look at, they're the same color. Actually, mine are more yellow than Freddy's. Yeah. Freddy has better hygiene because he's a multi-billionaire. For this one, I'm thinking of just doing some black on there with a little bristle brush. I could airbrush it, but that's not how it looks in the game. So, and I'm trying to be as game accurate as I can. And if I really want to be as game accurate as I can, I would do black. And so that's what I'm going to do. And also, I do like how the regular sauce did the teeth. Withered Creations, he did Wither Freddy. So I guess Withered Freddy would be different. But his were like how I did the spring traps, which were like painted yellow at the bottom. Which, I mean, that's what I was going to do with Freddy. But then I was like, it's not very accurate, but also movie accuracy. In the movie, he just has normal teeth, so I guess they don't need to even paint these. And I'm only doing movie textures, so I'm gonna go and I'm dry brushing some little splats. Black. Does that look good to you guys? And everybody's like, it works so amazing, man, because no one sees the small details that I put into it, and so, like, when you don't see the little small things that I don't like about it, you're like, oh. Like, if you saw what I saw in my project, you'd be like, oh, that's ugly. I want some of, like, the major teeth in the mouth to be bigger, and I did make some of these teeth more purposely damaged, because in the movie, he bites her in such a specific way that, like, when she falls, you could see, like, where the bite marks are. And I think it's mainly his right of his jaw did that. So I'm mainly prioritizing the right being a little more withered. If I put too much, I can just go in there with my finger and just kind of like pat it. And it also gives it like a nice texture. If you wanted to make the teeth really dirty, like for Springtrap, and you don't want them to be smooth, that, I mean, it's better if it's cracky, but like if you wanted, okay, that's really good. I'm very happy with this now. It's a lot less out there. It's more like, you gotta really look at it. But for Springtrap, put some Bondo on there and like carve into it. And the next thing to do is just pattern it and put fabric over it. Let me go do that. So crazy right now. I've been told to talk louder, so I'm gonna be talking louder. But Freddy Fazbear, here, let me show you guys what I'm working with. So Freddy Fazbear's whole system's right here. It's pulled up with duct tape because it doesn't need that much. I'm thinking of having it Velcro on. So Velcro there, Velcro here, here, and here. And then some elastic holding it together so it can like just pull up, check it out, push it back down, and then have the hat just be able to get placed right back up on top. So that is the plan for right now. Definitely need more fabric. Oh, yeah, and also, I thought this was cool. Maybe it'll look good on camera. I airbrushed a foot. So that's what his whole body will look like. That's either makes or breaks it. I don't know. The fabric's a little bit iffy. That's how it looks in the movie, though, so I don't really know. I painted the inner ear, and it's just wrapped with foam clay. And then, yeah, that'll slide on pretty good. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. So now I'm going to just try to get the head mainly done today. And then I can finish the hat tomorrow. And then the other ear, I don't know if I'll be able to. This is all the fabric I have left. I mean, that could be enough. I'm going to be honest, that could be. Very well could be. There's a little bit more in there too, but like that's like barely covers my hand. So, I don't know. His ears are really big. And they're heavy. I probably should have made this out of foam or very lightly infill. But it's whatever. And then the helmet strap comes tomorrow. So yeah.